Starting at number 5 for our top 5 scariest Friday Night Funkin' mods is going to be Mr. Hops. Mr. Hops is based off the video game Mr. Hops Playhouse, and it's basically this survival horror stealth game that you have to try to avoid this rabbit while completing objectives as a little girl. While I admit that not all the Friday Night Funkin' scary mods are truly scary, I kind of understand why people are kind of creeped out by this one, looking at the design of the character, and if you have played the game, that probably plays into a little bit of that fear as well. Next up on our list is going to be the Friday Night Madness mod, and while this mod isn't necessarily terrifying, I will say the design of the character here is very good. This right here is one of the creepiest designs I think I've seen in Friday Night Funkin' so far, and I understand why this mod gives people chills, especially looking at the way a girlfriend is actually responding to this guy. It's one of the few times that she actually looks afraid where she should be afraid. Now, I know it's kind of cheap to put too many creepypastas on here, but I had to put Tinky Winky on here because if anybody has played the Slender Tubbies game, you know that this guy used to freak you out. Whether this dude used to chase you around the map and would get faster and faster as you progressed, and that screech that he would give out every time you looked at him, I still remember that. It still gives me goosebumps, so he's definitely going to be number 3 on this list. Now, I know the trollish mods either give you the creeps or they make you laugh. There's really no in between for people, it seemed like. For me, all of the trollish mods kind of freak me out a little bit, and Mr. Trololo is no different. I think part of it is because he's such a cool character. He's one of the few antagonists that actually like Boyfriend right off the rip, and then watching him change from this friendly character into this dark kind of corrupted figure was awful to watch, and it actually made me feel kind of bad, and of course it creeped me out. It's hard to explain, but it's something about that large fake smile that is way more creepy than any blood or gore that some of these other mods have in them. And this is why we're going to put Mr. Trololo at number 2 on our list. Now, before we get to the number 1 spot here, we have to do 2 honorable mentions. The first one is going to be the Starving Artist mod. I put this in my first scariest mod video. The reason that this one makes it on the list is because it doesn't give like blood or gore or any jump scares, but it does give a realistic idea of what it's like to be an artist and how people can work themselves to the point of almost breaking or to actually breaking down. And the second mod that we need to highlight is going to be the Doki Doki Literature Club mod that features Sayori. Now, I'm not going to actually show footage of the mod because last time I put that mod up on my channel, it got flagged. I'm sure most of you probably know why. It's because of that thing around her neck. If you know, you know. The art style of that mod is why it's an honorable mention for me. Just looking at her character sprite, the way she moved really legitimately creeped me out. This one, if it wasn't so provocative, I definitely would put it up as a top 5. Sitting at number 1 based on the community vote overwhelmingly is Sue Mouse. We're gonna call him that because the real name will definitely get this video taken down, but you all know what his real name is. Now, I'll be honest, I was not expecting this creepypasta to be the scariest mod for people, but after listening to some of their explanations, this is basically the long and short of it. They feel like this creepypasta completely destroyed their image of Mickey Mouse, and because of that, most of these people said they had PTSD looking back at the story and what they did to the character. And that's why they're voting this mod number 1 for the scariest / creepiest mod in Friday Night Funkin' right now. Let me know what you think of the list and who you would add or take off this list. As always, thank you for watching. This is Orseofkorse. We'll see you in the next video. Peace, 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 peace.